Hello, people of God. This is my Jacob's Way TV, and I am Dupi Dupi Singer. This is episode 143. 143. In the last episode, I started a series of a story talking about a friend that the Lord told me to go and look for. And I promised to continue this new episode by telling you how she got into taking care of street guys for the Lord. I told you that in the last episode that whenever she went to the downtown areas where the street boys were always socializing, and she would say, point to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them and say, follow me, come with me. And they were always following her. I asked her if that was jazz, and she said no. But it was because fame, she has had a fame that had gone ahead of her, and people had known her and they had trusted her. She now told me the story of how she started. I told you my own story of how I started. The Lord actually told me to help him to rehabilitate youths. I asked her, did the Lord tell you to do the same thing? She said no. It looked as if it was happenstance that took her into the ministry, but it was obviously divinely orchestrated. She had a son that she sent on an errand one day. A son who was faithful and loyal and responsible and trustworthy. But the guy disappeared into thin air. He did not return. And she was looking for her son for almost 3 years. Do you know how that can make a mother grow almost mad? She was here and there. She was, no more herself. And so the man of God that she eventually met started encouraging her to pray. And she started praying so hard. And the Holy Spirit started to talk to her. And the Holy Spirit one day showed her in a revelation, or told her in a revelation to go to a particular downtown, part of the downtown of the city, gave her the address, told her to get to the place that she was being shown at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. She was warned in a dream that if she would get there 5 minutes after 6, that she was going to miss her son. But if she can manage to get there at 6 a.m., she was going to see her son. And she woke up, she understood the dream. She told the pastor, and they decided to go and check the place first, not at 6 a.m. It was a dream. Somebody would tell you that dreams are foolish, but they wanted to see if the dream was foolish or not. They found the address that was given to her, and they decided to go on the particular day that was told her in the dream at 6 a.m. And they got there at 6 a.m. They didn't know what to expect, but soon they saw a file of young youths coming out of a place, all of them men, as if they'd been there all night and they were going back home. And she was looking at each one of them very keenly, even though she had hid herself. She eventually saw her son. In the file of those young youths, they were going into a bus that was waiting to take them away from that venue. She immediately ran after her son, tapped him, and the guy looked back, saw the mom, and said, "Mommy, what are you doing here?" And the mother said, "I've not seen you for 3 years. You're asking me what am I doing here?" The guy said, "Mommy, don't shout. Don't make any noise. If you want to see me again, just follow us. And when we get to where we are going, give us 30 minutes to settle down. Then knock on the door. And you find the woman that is sitting in the sitting room. You must behave like a foolish person. You must not argue with her. You must just behave like you are foolish. Keep pleading that you want your son back. Keep pleading that you want your son back. The woman was going to say, come with me now. She said, no, if you do that, you're going to miss it. Just do it exactly as I've told you. And don't forget, mommy, behave like you are foolish. So the bus was filled up and they drove off. And she and the pastor and the people that followed her followed the bus privily. They got to a very beautiful side of town. They were coming from downtown. Came to a very beautiful side of town. And in front of a beautiful house, the bus parked. And the guys filed in again into the house. She was looking at her time, 30 minutes after she knocked on the door of the house. And she found a very beautiful, sophisticated woman in the sitting room. The lady would be her age or even younger than her. She just knelt down and started saying, Mommy, good morning, ma, good morning, ma. And the lady looked at her very keenly and asked, what are you doing here? I don't think I know you. And she said, Ma, I have come to look for my son. And the woman said, who sent you here? Are you okay? Remember, the son had warned her to behave like a foolish woman. She kept behaving foolishly. You remember the story of David? You remember that David had to behave foolishly in front of the king of Achish. The king of Achish. He had to behave like a madman. Sometimes, you have to, God has to teach you to drop your pride so that you can get what you want. That reminds me of that novel of many years back. She stooped to conquer. She stooped to conquer. She behaved very foolishly and kept saying, I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry, mommy. I've not seen my son for 3 years. I've been almost mad. I'm sorry, mommy. Please help me. The woman kept quiet for a long time and then said to her, come back in 2 weeks. She was like protesting. The woman said, look, if you, I will send you out, throw you out. If you come back in 2 weeks at this particular time, your son will go back home with you. The woman first of all asked her, who taught you? Who taught you to behave like this? I thought you would have come in here with the police and legalizing the issue. The lady said, no, I'm just a mother that is looking for her son. Children of God, she went back 2 weeks after at the appointed time. And lo and behold, the son was waiting for her to pick and take home. In this Nigeria, it happened real. She took her son home. The guy looked normal, but she said every time she will ask the guy, what was it that you were doing with that woman and all those youths there? She never said, the guy never said anything. He would just say, Mommy, there is evil power and there is jazz. She said she has asked him almost 1 million times. And that is the only answer that the guy gives her. She sat down in one corner one day and said, it means that many parents are looking for their children, their sons. And she realized the pain and the agony she had. And she felt that she had compassion for all other parents. And she prayed to God in her heart, if you'll help me, I'll go out to look for these guys and see whatever I can do to make them okay, so that they can all go back to their parents, so that the mothers can be happy as she eventually became. The boy eventually had a brand new life and went on with his life, but he has never been able to say exactly what happened. From my own point of view, I think the woman was using them for maybe drug trafficking. But it looked as if the guy was not on drugs. I don't know how he escaped it. He was gone for so long, but the Lord returned him to the mother, and he could continue his life. But the mother had caught a bug, as it were, and this bug is the compassion for youths that were on the streets. And she, with the empathy of how she lost her own son, went out in search of other people's sons and asked the Lord to help her. And the Lord did help her. And then at a point, the government helped her. And she made a huge success out of it. Until, remember, if you had watched episode 142, no, until she said people, yes, I think so. I think I mentioned that people started calling her a leader of mad men. And that was the reason that made her to stop. She said she just walked out of it one day. And she said she has had enough. But by the time I met her, let me keep that till the next episode. Thank you for watching. This is my Jacob's Way TV. This is not the end of the story. It gets more interesting. I look out to seeing you in the next episode. Please remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, like, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you in episode 144. God bless you. Bye-bye.